Today's episode is sponsored by Free Food. A free mediocre sandwich tastes just as good as a decent $18 one. Go ahead, get the jokes out of your system. We will wait. Saginaw Township Police Department after finding a pig wandering around town. Insert theme song here. This is the Daily Sarcast. I give you the news and maybe a laugh. I'm Lindsay Vernick and it's December 15th, 2025. Hey guys, I hope that you had a great weekend and you stayed nice and warm in the snow and you were able to get around, or maybe you were happy to not be able to get around. Whatever it was, I hope it went your way. So in real news, this is a rough one today, as we all know. So there's a little bit more information that came out about everything, but as you're listening to this right now, there's probably way more information. So sorry about that if this is not updated enough to the time you're listening to this, but this is everything that we know so far as of the time I'm making this. So as we all know by now, there was a shooting at Brown University in Providence on Saturday. 2 students are dead, 9 more injured, and a campus that's usually worried about coffee and cramming for finals is now worried about literally everything else. The shooter went into the engineering building during review sessions no one was supposed to miss. Police locked down the campus and by Sunday morning had a person of interest in custody at a nearby hotel. His name is Benjamin Erickson. He's 24 and is a former Army infantryman who served from 2021 to 2024. He has had no deployments and left as a specialist and hasn't been charged or officially named a suspect. And his connection to Brown or his motives are not clear. Authorities are not looking for anyone else, though, and they're still collecting evidence, interviewing eyewitnesses, and analyzing videos and geolocation data to piece together what happened. So, we know more, but we also don't know anything at all. This, again, is another reminder that college campuses aren't magic bubbles immune to the outside world. Investigations are continuing, and there's so many questions, and the campus is left to pick up the pieces after a weekend no one could have predicted. You also know that in Sydney, Australia, what should have been a peaceful first night of Hanukkah turned into a devastating terror attack at Bondi Beach during a community celebration. 2 gunmen opened fire from a bridge over a crowded park where people gathered for Hanukkah by the sea. It was a holiday event filled with families, kids, and grandparents. Police quickly declared this incident a terrorist attack. At least a dozen people have been killed, and there's dozens more, including police officers, were injured. The shooters were a father who was 50 years old, and he was killed at the scene, and his 24-year-old son, not hospitalized in critical condition. Police confirmed that these are the only attackers and that the father had a firearms license since 2015. Australian authorities are treating this as a deliberate act of antisemitism, noting it targeted a Jewish festival of light and community. It's very ironic because it's a holiday that's meant to celebrate hope. One crazy, amazing thing that happened was this guy named Ahmed Al-Ahmed tackled one of the shooters, disarmed him, and likely saved so many lives before police fully arrived to the scene. Ahmed had been shot twice before this all happened, but survived, and a fundraising page for him has already raised over 350,000 Australian dollars, which is amazing, and they're probably going to raise so much more money for him. It's such an incredible thing what he did. Australia's Prime Minister denounced the attack as an act of evil anti-Semitism, saying something that's supposed to be joyous and peaceful became one of the nation's worst nightmares. And honestly, this has also become one of Jewish people's worst nightmares. This massacre has been one of the deadliest in Australia since 1996. And it's such a sobering reminder that even celebrations meant to bring light can be shadowed by hate. Leaders worldwide have condemned the violence, standing in solidarity with victims, families, and Jewish communities everywhere. But also, you can say so much, but what are you really doing? All right, so now on a little bit more exciting news. This weekend, the Powerball jackpot went up to an estimated $1.1 billion after nobody matched all 6 numbers in Saturday's drawing, which means today's prize is now one of the largest in the lottery's history. It's currently set as the 6th largest Powerball jackpot ever, with winners choosing between an annuity or a lump sum payout just over $500 million before taxes. Even though no one hit the jackpot this weekend, several players still walked away with some money. 2 tickets won $2 million each in North Carolina and Pennsylvania by adding the power play option, and 5 others got $1 million prizes across California, Florida, Michigan, New Jersey, and Virginia. And yeah, I mean, your odds of winning the grand prize are still like crazy big. I mean, crazy small. Oh my God. About 1 in 292 million. So, like, don't maybe spend all your money on your lottery tickets, but also make sure to go out and get one right now. Because, like, honestly, like, after all the crazy, horrible things that happened over these past couple days, like, what were the chances of that happening? What are the chances of you winning the lottery? You know? Pretty much the same. In Lindsay life. Okay, so I went on a Hinge date this weekend. First date. Went well, just like went and got drinks. And he was such an old Jewish guy. But like he was like 32. Like he was normal age, but like his personality he reminded me of such like a Jewish grandfather. So it was like getting late. It was like, time to go home. So I was like, "Hey, like I'm going to order my Uber soon." And he was like, "No, like listen, like I know, like, I told him where I live, and he was like, "Listen, like, we're on First Avenue right now. It doesn't make sense for you to order an Uber from here. Like, I'm on Second. So, like, just, like, walk with me back to my apartment, and, like, you can just take the Uber from there, so that way you don't have to, like, make the left-hand turn and then the right-hand turn. It's just a straight shot for you." And I was like, "No, no, no, like, it's really fine. Like, it's late. I just wanna go home. Like, get in my Uber." And he was like, "No, listen, like, it's going to take so much longer for you to have to make that left-hand turn. Like, you don't wanna have to do that." And I was like, "It's really not a big deal." So we're, like, going back and forth, and then as we're going back and forth about it, like, the car comes, and I get in the car, and he, like, gives me a hug goodbye, and I was like, "Thank you so much for tonight, like, fun," like, the whole to-do. And he gives me a hug and says, "All right, well, good luck with that right-hand turn." And I was like, "Oh my God. This guy is such an old Jewish man." So I get in the car, and little does he know, the guy makes a left-hand turn after all that. Like, he just, like, went the way that, like, I wanted him to go in the first place. I'm like, it's just, like, so dramatic. And then, like, he texts me later that night, not, "Did you get home safe?" or, like, "Great night." He texts me, "Was I right?" I kinda wanna set this guy up with my grandmother, but, like, obviously, he's too young for her. Thing of the week this week is Hanukkah. Happy first night of Hanukkah. It's that time of the year when we celebrate 8 nights of miracles, but not actually, and we explain to other people what Hanukkah is, and we eat lots of latkes. It's the holiday where you spin a toy, eat your weight in oil, and get lots of presents. People always ask me, like, growing up, "Did you get 8 presents, like, 1 every night?" And I was like, "No." Like, sometimes I did, like, sometimes my mom gave me, like, a pair of socks, like, on the 3rd or 4th night just to kind of, like, still give me something, but not actually give me something, like, I mean, that's what they do today, so, I mean, nothing has really changed. I'm very excited for my family's Hanukkah party this weekend. Everyone, like, suddenly becomes, like, the biggest latke critic in the world, and we all stand around the menorah while my aunt lights, and we all kind of, like, fumble through the Hebrew words and, like, pretend to know what they are. Cooking tip of the day: if you don't do it, there's a very high chance that no one else will. Feedback, comments, questions, a nice Jewish boy looking for a date? Email me at lindsay@thedailystarcast.com. Thanks so much for listening, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.